Welcome back, and we have some more news to share from around the Ontario Hockey League. It just was dropped maybe an hour ago that the Niagara Ice Dogs will have a new head coach behind the bench. They have relieved head coach Ryan Kuwabara just this afternoon, saying that the team is not performing as expected. So for me, I'm finding this one a little bit surprising, considering Kuwabara, he was just hired 12 months ago to lead this team behind the bench. Last year, if you remember, the Niagara Ice Dogs, they struggled. They're at the bottom of the Ontario Hockey League standings. It just seemed as though they couldn't buy a win at times. But coming into this season, there was a little more higher expectations. I know they put in the bid to try and host the Memorial Cup this year. And usually when you put in a bid, you have an expectation that your team will compete this year. While the Ice Dogs, bottom of the Eastern Conference standings once again, and I guess management and ownership has decided enough is enough and have decided that Ben Boudreau will take over as head coach. They've also signed him to an extension, a multi-year extension to be exact. And I, I get when you want to make a change for a team when it's not performing well or maybe things just aren't clicking. But it seemed at points this season that the Niagara Ice Dogs were a little more competitive than what we saw a year ago. They had a stretch where they had a 5 game point streak. They went 2-0-3. It seemed as though they were competitive in all their games. A lot of them going into overtime against some tough opponents. But I guess they've seen enough. I know they lost to the Sudbury Wolves quite handedly last night, and then tonight they're on the road to face the Brantford Bulldogs, who are also near the bottom of the Ontario Hockey League standings. So I, I'm a little confused by this decision. I think Kuwabara, he's done a pretty good job with the team he's been handed, considering I think chemistry has been an issue with this Ice Dogs team. It seemed like they set records last year with the amount of trades they made. And then you look at the trades they've already made this season. This news is coming off the heels of a trade yesterday with the London Knights, where the Niagara Ice Dogs picked up Brody Crane and sent O'Flaherty and 3 draft picks the other way. So it just seems like they don't have that consistency. The players just not really, I think, figuring out how to play with one another because there's so many moves. You look at the trade list, the Niagara Ice Dogs, they've completed 7 trades since the beginning of June. So that's when the offseason started. And then even just looking at the season since the start of September, they've completed 3 trades with the London Knights. Niagara kind of looking like London Light at times, with the depth players from the London Knights being moved to St. Catharines to play for the Ice Dogs. So it just, to me, I don't think it's been given enough time for Kuwabara to really set this team in the right direction. I know, there's a lot of pressure. Ownership probably wants to see this team be competitive, which then helps with the revenue and just getting into the community more. Because if you look at the highlights of the game last night, attendance looking pretty low at the Meridian Center, which is quite surprising for this Ice Dogs franchise. They have such a strong fan base, and I was there the first season the Ice Dogs arrived in St. Catharines, and you could just sense the passion as soon as this Ice Dogs team moved to Niagara region. They love their Ice Dogs, so it's kind of a tough situation. They haven't had playoffs in a few years. This is a team that's gone to a few OHL championships but have fallen short. So this is a proud franchise. They want to get this team to have that winning culture, but you're not really going to get that winning culture if you keep trading your players and not having the same coach for multiple seasons. So we'll see what this move does. Maybe this is a new shift. Maybe the Ice Dogs think that, now's the time to have Boudreau take over as head coach. His dad, Bruce Boudreau, you might remember at the start of the season, hired as a consultant for the Niagara Ice Dogs. So the Boudreau family involved quite a bit now with this Niagara Ice Dogs team. You have to give benefit of the doubt. Ben Boudreau, it's not like this is his first time behind the bench. He does have experience. He's had success at the ECHL level as an associate coach. So it's not like he's brand new to this job. It's not like they're just throwing him in there because of his name. He does, in fact, have a resume that is pretty good. So if you're an Ice Dogs fan, let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts on this change, or even if you're a fan of another team in the Ontario Hockey League, let me know your thoughts on the situation involving the Niagara Ice Dogs. Do you think changing coaches, having Ryan Kuwabara dropped as head coach, is going to make a difference for this team? Or maybe they need to make a few more moves. I don't know. But right now, I'm a little surprised by this decision that the Niagara Ice Dogs have made, but maybe you're not as much. So let me know in the comments down below. Remember to hit like and subscribe. And who knows what's going to happen next with this Niagara IceDogs team as we continue through the season. And just a reminder, the Barrie Colts, they are on the road tonight. They're visiting the Mississauga Steelheads, so that's going to be a tough matchup. But the Colts, they do return to the Saddlein Arena tomorrow night to take on the North Bay Battalion, and that game will, of course, be on Rogers TV, and we'll have the call starting at 7:30. Have yourself a great day.